I'm going to teach you guys how to make cherry blossom trees like you see in my base today and provide the fundamentals to make them in all shapes and sizes. So let's just jump right in. So this is the palette we're going to be using today. We got spruce logs, dark oak stairs, fences, fence gates, and then we're going to finish it off with pink concrete, pink glazed terracotta, and pink glass paint. So the first thing we're looking at is building out the branches. Now the key thing when building branches is that they dictate the general shape of your tree, which means that you want to have a solid image of how your cherry blossoms are going to spread out from the center of your tree. So here's some pretty good reference pictures you can look at to figure out what kind of cherry blossom trees you want to build. For example, with my trees, I want primarily medium to small trees that are grouped together to blanket over this general pathway, as well as my Japanese courtyard. So what I'll do is I'll have the branches spread out in 3 to 4 directions diagonally, and then wrap the cherry blossoms around it and fine-tune them with glass to finish it off. I'm going to demonstrate this right now by building out the branches from a new tree that's going to overlook my backyard right here. In this situation, I want the cherry blossoms to hang over above and spread into the backyard, so this is the kind of tree I'm looking to build. Now, given the small space that we have here, I'm restricted to building a small or medium tree, so I'm not going to add too much detail to the branches of the fences yet, and I'm probably going to save it for finishing touches later. And on the other hand, you can see that I use a combination of stairs and fences to give the tree its curvature at the base. So a good tip here is that when you have 2 base branches with the same level of logs, putting a stair on top of one and a fence on the other gives the tree a more natural and variable look. So that's it with the branches. Now with the cherry blossoms, my approach is to start off wrapping the branches with a thin layer of pink concrete, and then I'm going to fill up the rest of the space with pink glazed terracotta to give it that dense look that I'm looking for. So I'm going to show you guys that right now. So one of the main things to keep in mind when filling in the tree is to have different blocks beside each other, as you want to avoid having too much of the same block filling up the space as best as you can. And as I'm building out the tree, you can see that I occasionally use glass and glass panes as well instead of the pink concrete and terracotta. And I use these blocks when I feel that the concrete and terracotta are not good in the spot that I'm working on. Because basically sometimes I use the glass to thin out a branch while still having something there, or to round out a branch to make it more round. Okay, so that's it for the cherry blossom tree, so let's just have a look right now. So overall, the tree looks pretty good and fits pretty nicely with the backyard, but what if you want to build a bigger tree? Because these trees are all medium to small trees. Well, basically what you want to do is you want to expand the key concepts that we just went through. So I'm going to be doing the same thing I just did, but just on a bigger scale. I'm going to build a tree over here where I like to call it the demon hole. Alright, so here's another time lapse. With this tree, I want it to be spreading out horizontally and not proportionately too tall, basically like the tree before. So I'm going to spread the branches diagonally far and wide. Because this tree is so much bigger, I'm going to make more major branches to further refine the shape of the tree.
Butterflies.
Next, I give the tree a thin layer of pink concrete to set up the base of the cherry blossoms. Then I'm going to take my time to fill in the shape with the pink glazed terracotta and finally accent it with the glass to finish up the tree.
Just walked in and he's putting you down on the floor.
that's it with this tree. So a few key things to wrap up this video. There are so many ways to build a cherry blossom tree in Minecraft when it comes to the palette and the shape of the tree. So the thing is, I chose this palette of blocks because I felt that it covered the essentials for making a good looking cherry blossom tree. But honestly, you could use any other pink shade of terracotta or wool if you feel like it really doesn't matter. I think the important thing is that you set up the branches in a realistic shape, and to do that, having a good reference either in your head or your computer will be very useful. So that's it for this video. Make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. Next video is going to be a base update after I put in some work on the demon hole. It's going to be a Japanese dark fantasy nether portal / mining area with the new nether update blocks. So if you're confused about what's happening, just watch the last video that I made to see what my base looks like right now, and I'm going to see you in the next one. That's it. Peace.